All right, let's get right into it. We're talking about how to stop trading from feeling like you're just pulling the lever on a slot machine over and over again. The whole point here is to shut down that little voice in your head that screams, one more trade, because you and I both know that voice can run your account straight into the ground. You know exactly what I'm talking about, right? You close a red trade, your stomach just drops, and instantly that thought flashes in your brain. It's like a reflex, pushing you, almost forcing you to chase that loss and get back to even right now. So think of this as your emergency pull cord. We're going to install a system, just 4 simple guardrails that will stop the bleeding, cut those compulsive clicks, and honestly, the most important part, it's going to protect your willpower for tomorrow. Now, here's what's so fascinating about this. That urge to overtrade, it's not a character flaw. It's not because you lack discipline, not really. It's actually a design bug in our own biology. Think about it. The market rewards you on a totally random schedule. You know what else does that? A slot machine. And that system of random rewards is incredibly addictive. It literally hijacks your brain's dopamine circuits and wires you to believe that the only solution to a loss is just more action, more trades. So to fix this biological bug, we're not going to try to be more disciplined. Trust me, that's a losing battle. Instead, we're going to install a system. Let's call it a boredom protocol that makes the right decision the easy default decision. Okay, so how do we actually build this thing? We start by physically separating our money. The big idea is to create a small, controlled playground for trading, so you don't accidentally burn down the entire park. And here's what that looks like. The huge majority of your capital, like 95 to 99%, that just sits in a boring, safe, long-term plan. Only a tiny slice, maybe 1 to 5%, goes into what we're going to call the tilt account, your sandbox. This is your entire risk capital for day trading. That's it. So here's your first action step. This is crucial. Log into your broker right now and move that small percentage into a totally separate cash account. Seriously, label it tilt or sandbox. This separation is just as much psychological as it is financial. Now, this next part is critical. In that new account settings, you have to find the option for instant transfers and turn it off. You want to create friction. You want a 24-hour delay. That pause is your best defense against an emotional, impulsive decision to just top up after a bad trade. And one more thing for this sandbox account. Turn margin completely off. No exceptions. The money in this account is the absolute final maximum amount you can trade with. No leverage, no lifelines. The risk is completely contained. Okay, so our funds are protected. Now we have to build the walls of our playground. This is all about taking away the endless, open nature of the trading day, because that's what keeps that dopamine loop hunting for another fix. We are going to timebox the casino. Rule number 1, you get a maximum of 2 trading sessions a day. That is it. Maybe an AM session, maybe a PM session. Outside of those little windows, the screen is off, period. Rule number 2, inside each of those sessions, you are allowed a maximum of 5 trades, 5 tickets. This forces you to be picky, to be selective, and to only take your absolute best A+ setups. No random garbage trades. And rule number 3, probably the most important hard edge of all, a maximum daily loss. A good rule of thumb is to set it at about half of what your average winning day is. So if you usually make about 200 euros on a green day, your hard stop for the entire day is -100. Now here's the magic. We make these rules automatic. We set up tripwires that take your emotions completely out of the driver's seat. You get 2 losses in a row, even tiny ones. Boom, the session is over. You hit your max daily loss limit, the entire day is over. And look at that last one. You hit a great profit target, you also stop. You lock in the win, you lock in that good mental state, and you walk away. So, does this stuff actually work in the real world? Well, let's look at the same choppy, frustrating Wednesday, but we'll play it out in 2 different timelines. One with 0 rules, and one with this system fully engaged. On the left, you've got the spiral. 23 trades. A few losses lead to an angry revenge trade, which then leads to more desperate scalps. The result? You end the day deep in the red and just mentally fried. Now on the right, you've got the system. In session 1, the 2-loss tripwire goes off. Stop, take a break. In session 2, the max daily loss is hit. The platform forces a logout. The day is done. And here is the bottom line. Without the system, the loss snowballed into a 420 euro disaster. With the system, The damage was contained to just 90 euros. The system did its job. It saved you from yourself. But here's the real win. This is the crucial point. It's not the smaller loss on your statement. The real victory is the mental capital and the willpower you saved. With the system on, you end that bad day with a small, manageable loss, and you're ready and able to execute your plan perfectly the next day. You're still in the game. Okay, so let's make this actionable for you, like right now. Here are 3 things you can do today. First, go into your broker's settings, find the risk panel, and set your daily loss lockout. Enable auto logout if they have it. Second, create that separate cash account, move your tilt funds over, and turn margin off. And third, just create a simple pre-trade checklist, even on a sticky note, to confirm your setup is valid before you click. Ultimately, it all comes down to this one philosophy. We have to accept that the market's behavior is chaotic, it's random. And because of that, our own behavior, our rules for engaging with it, have to be rigid, predictable, and absolutely non-negotiable. And that brings me to a final question for you. I want you to really think about that tripwire rule. Would you actually have the discipline to walk away from the screen on a great day after hitting 1.5 times your average win? Drop a simple yes or no in the comments below and tell me why. It's a really interesting battle between greed and process. Now that you've got the system to protect your capital, our next explainer is going to show you exactly what to do with it. We're going to build out the A's setup playbook, so you'll know precisely which trades are worth taking inside your new guardrails. If you want to build a process based on rules, not on luck, make sure you're subscribed.